Before we get to today's episode, we just want to take a second to hear from the UConn Twitter press secretary to talk about Huskies and Housewives, a charity watch party with Andrea Hurley to benefit the Husky Ticket Project.
UConn basketball fans have an incredible off-season opportunity, a crossover event between the Real Housewives and Husky Hoops with New Jersey at its heart. Why should you care? That heart is Andrea Hurley, a New Jersey native and a Housewives fan. Our Queen of Connecticut was invited to share her marvelous self with the fan base for an evening of fun to benefit the Husky Ticket Project. That's right. This is entirely Andrea's event. Dan will be lucky to get an invite. Now you might hear that and wonder, does this mean this is a girls only event? Let me be clear. Absolutely not. It doesn't matter if you don't know anything about the Real Housewives. I don't know anything about the Real Housewives, except that I'm slightly terrified of every single person on the cast, but I will be at the event with bells on. It is the very least that UConn Twitter can do. I'm talking bottom of the barrel effort, people. Andrea Hurley kept Dan in Connecticut when the Lakers came calling. This is how you can say thank you, by showing up and supporting her. Hasn't she earned that? This is not a rhetorical question. Yes, the answer is yes, she has earned that. So come to the Mark Twain House September 6th. It's a Friday night, 7 p.m. Prepare to enjoy some beer and wine, get excited about some special guests. Bring some questions because she's doing a Q&A. She says, ask me anything, and enjoy as Andrea Hurley takes us on an adventure with the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I will see you there.
All right, you guys have seen this guy out on the court over the past couple years for UConn. You saw him here in high school out in Connecticut here. So Andre Johnson Jr., welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so start with this. You grow up in Bristol. Do you grow up a big UConn fan?
Yeah, a major UConn fan. Around that time when I was a kid, it was like Shabazz,
Okay.
Kemba, Jeremy Lamb, those guys. So major fan of those guys.
Yeah, so as you're coming out of high school and thinking about what to do when it comes to playing college basketball, how did it all work out with you ending up at UConn?
It was more of a late decision, early in my senior year and late junior year. I was heavily recruited, highly touted. Had offers for anywhere from like low major to high major. Nothing like suit too high,
Yeah.
but Power Five conferences, and things like that. And then middle of my senior year, I got really sick. I couldn't finish my year, so all those schools kind of left. And then UConn came around. I guess around when the year is about to end.
Okay.
And then we picked it up from there. They saw my last open gym. I played really well that day, and then the rest was history from there.
Yeah. So how does it go? Because I know we hear a lot about recruiting. You end up as a preferred walk-on. How does that situation end up coming to play?
Like I said, that sickness really, really set me back. A lot of the schools that I was interested in going in,
Yeah.
uh, they left. I don't blame them. It wasn't a certain situation. It was just like a things happened and then this happened and then things fell in place. So
Yeah. So take me through. You head to UConn. I know we hear a lot about these practices. What was your first UConn practice like?
so we started in the summer, so you only get 8 hours a week. So practices were only like a 1 hour around that time. So my first one, it was more like skill work and stuff like that. And then the same week we went straight into live. So I was playing against all these Tristan Newton, Jordan Hawkins, Andre Jackson, Adama Sanogo. That was my freshman year. So I
Yeah.
got thrown right into that and it was crazy. So
Yeah. What's it like getting to go up against guys like that? First day of college basketball practice.
I mean, I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. I think that made me a better basketball player, of course, but seeing those guys succeed and knowing I'm going against them every day and pushing them and trying to help them and they're trying to help me, it was just amazing.
Yeah, both your freshman year and then last year. Did you realize as you started kind of go through the summer with these guys, head into the fall that both those teams had the chance to do something special?
Yeah, I just the work that we put in and how hard we went every day. It was the same energy. Nothing changed. We just kept our foot on the gas from the summer until spring,
Yeah.
both years, and it paid off, obviously.
Yeah. Take me through what life as a walk-on is like a bit. Because I know it's gonna be a little bit different than some of the other guys who are starting and such.
Right. So my experience as a walk-on was I think very different than many.
Yeah. Hey,
So
you got a good amount of minutes in there.
right. So coming in, I knew most of the guys already. I played Hassan Diarra my whole high school career.
Yeah.
Um, Andre Jackson, I played him since I was young in AAU. Adama, I played in my high school, so I knew all these guys already. They knew me, so it was a comfortable situation for me. They knew I could play. I know they could play, so
Yeah.
we were just competing, battling. It was just basketball. The name that I'm on scholarship walk on didn't really matter. It was just we're playing basketball together and we're trying to help each other win.
Yeah. During games, what's it like being on the bench and in the huddles with these teams? Because I know they can get pretty intense sometimes, just from what we've seen from the game. So, from your perspective, as you're sitting through these games and getting to be a part of the huddles, what's it like?
I was gonna say super, super intense. Everybody's locked in, whether you played 0 minutes or you've been in the whole game. It's everybody's intense, everybody's locked in. Everybody's trying to say something to help the next man. And then the managers is scrambling, coming in, towels, water. So it's a lot going on, but super intense and everybody's locked in.
Yeah. What do you think it was about, whether it's the coaching staff, that just the guys there that kept everyone locked in regardless of how many minutes you were maybe playing in a game?
I think we just all had a common goal and we hated losing more than we loved winning, so we didn't want to lose, and everybody played their part to the
Yeah.
perfect amount, and it just worked out.
Yeah. Going through the tournament runs, I'm sure had to be really special for you. Being a Connecticut guy, getting to be at now on two Connecticut national championship teams. What were those runs like for you?
To this day, I can't really put it into words. It's just surreal. It's seeing, like I said, Kemba and all those guys doing it.
Yeah.
2011, 2014. I witnessed it firsthand. I saw it. I was at some of those games, so when it flipped switches, then and I was in the situation, I was on the team. It was just crazy. So brought back a lot of memories, and everybody back home was proud, and it was just amazing.
I was just gonna say, like growing up as a kid, maybe being at some of those games or seeing those parades. Now you're on the bus and in the parade. What was that moment like for you?
It just brought back a lot of memories. It was just, you ever had, it was like, if you ever watched That's So Raven, it was like one of those flashbacks. It just brings you back, and then it was just crazy.
Yeah, no. Throughout both tournament runs, you and some of the other walk-ons certainly got your fair share of minutes in NCAA tournament games, which we don't necessarily see a lot. What was that like for you getting to step on the court and actually play some minutes here in these tournament games?
Yeah, that was super crazy. It was just, like, so in these environments, we're playing on NBA courts. So we
Yeah.
played in nets and TD Garden. So along with that, and then we're in March Madness, and it was just super crazy. I think the guys were dominating that much so we could get in. It made the experience even more fun. So yeah, I just really appreciated of the opportunity I got to step on the floor in March Madness.
Summer is here, and if you want to be champion of the grill, make sure you're serving the best hot dogs around. I'm talking about Martin Roastals. Our friends in New Britain have been making their small batch gourmet hot dogs for 4 generations using Martin's original recipes from 1928. So if you want to dominate your cookouts, just like the Huskies dominated the tournament, be sure to grab some Roastal dogs at your local grocery store or pay a visit to their retail store on Grove Street in New Britain. As always, go support a UConn fan-owned business. And now back to the episode. We talk about some of those minutes you got. Got to ask you about probably the most important shot you've taken in your UConn career, your game winner against Northwestern. What was going through your head at that time?
Um, it just all played out right. My man Youssef, he set the ball screen, guy went under, saw enough space, and I just let it go. So it, it was just
Hey,
natural.
yeah, yeah, in the stat sheet for a tournament game, and could check that off. Well, when it comes to playing over those past couple years at UConn, if I had to take away, if I said you can't say the championships, what sticks out to you as like your favorite memory from your time at UConn?
Hands down the foreign trip. Going
Okay.
trip in summer. I can honestly say that was the best time I had in my entire life.
Ye-
Just having fun with the people I grind with every day. Like we're like brothers, so like being over there and experiencing all that together, everybody for the first time and doing all these extraordinary things that
Yeah.
it was just amazing. That was the best time of my life for sure.
What was your favorite thing you got to do on that trip? I know just from seeing some of the stuff they put out on social, seems like you guys got to do a little bit of everything over there.
Um, the boat in Monaco was pretty cool.
Okay.
We went out on a boat. We're just having fun, music. Everybody was on the boat. I think that was fun. And then just I think the casino in Monaco, because that's the richest country in the world, so
Yeah.
it was ridiculous in there. But I really can't pick a favorite moment, but those stick out for sure.
All right. We hear a lot about Coach Hurley. Take me through some of these assistant coaches a little bit. I'm sure you got to work a lot with them. Take me through and tell me a little bit about some of the other guys on the bench there.
So Kamani, he's a great guy. That's one guy he knows everybody in the entire world. Everywhere we go, he knows everybody. Great basketball mind, he was more like he worked with the guards and stuff like that, but he was
Yeah.
I was more involved with like Luke Murray. He's the
Okay.
one who came to South Kent that one time. We talked about this whole situation and everything. He's the one I went to and anything was wrong, I talked to him. Another one was Coach Moore. Coach Moore was very important to at my time at UConn. Even in the portal and everything. He always checks up on me to this day. When I saw him this weekend, showed a lot of love. All the guys did, but
Yeah.
Coach Moore, big hug and everything. So a lot
All
of
right.
love for all those guys.
Yeah.
We still keep in contact and things like that. So
Having been around the guys so closely, as you look to the team this year, who are you most excited to see maybe break out a little bit now that there might be some more playing time for them?
so I got a few.
Okay, let's hear it.
Hassan Diarra in the starting spot now. I'm very excited for that. Um, I'm excited. I heard Jay Ross is very been playing very well, so he's gonna be in the rotation a lot. But the one I think everybody's seen this in the tournament and late in the season is Jalen Stewart. I
Yeah.
think he's gonna make a big jump this year and be very impressive for UConn this year.
All right, there we go. Gotta ask you some fun questions about the guys on the team. Who was the funniest guy at UConn you played with?
Man, there's some comedians on the team. I'll
See,
have to get
this is the good stuff. This is what people really want to know.
Yusuf Sengar. You guys probably saw it on TikTok with the camp
Yeah.
stuff, but Yusuf, hilarious guy. It's nice. It's 24 hours though, so sometimes you may get tired of it, but he's never gonna stop. It's a good guy though. Good dude. Very funny.
All right. I know with all the championship stuff, lots of celebrating. Who does the best celebrating out of the team there?
The best celebrators.
Yeah.
Um, I'll have to put myself in there. It was a little group. So it was Steph Castle, Tristan Newton, Hassan Diarra, and myself. And
Okay.
Donovan Clingan and Drew Hurley were very close seconds, but I
Yeah.
think those four that I named were on top.
All right. How cool is it getting to see Andrew dribble out the ball in all these tournament games?
That's my guy. So I'm I can't really explain his walk-on experience is different than mine and it
Yeah.
is different than everybody else in the country. So I was just very proud of him, very excited for him. I saw the emotions it brought to him and things like that. So I was just very excited for him. Not many people get to do that, dribble out the national championship game and stuff like that two
Yeah.
years in a row. So it was very crazy. It was excited for him and just happy for him.
You give me some perspective because just from being there as a fan at the most recent championship, it was weird seeing basketball be played in a stadium like that in a football place. What was it like being on the court for that? Because I feel like it's got to be weird.
It's like a weird, it's just like because it only happens one time a year.
Yeah,
So it was just it's just different. Super big in there, super loud, but it's not. It's a different type of loud than like in a basketball stadium. Like everything is compact, so it echoes. And
yeah,
there, just like I don't really know how to explain it. It's just like everything is just going on at once, and it is super loud, but
yeah.
it's just different.
All right, I got to ask you about another building. What's it like getting to be on the court, be on the bench there at MSG?
That's our third home stadium for sure. It gets super loud in there for us. Our fans travel over there. Um, but then just the environment. I always say when we play in there, it just feels like 2K. Like you're
Yeah,
my player. It feels like you're in my career. It's just like a 2K atmosphere, and
yeah.
it's just surreal.
Who's the best 2K player on the team?
Stefan Castle, hands down.
Okay.
Steph, if Steph wasn't a basketball player, he'll probably be a professional gamer. He's good in every video game.
All right, you think he's playing as himself now?
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely.
I know end of the year comes, you make the decision to hit the portal. I know you went looking at a few different places there. How'd you end up at Utah Valley?
So Utah Valley was my last visit. I went on about like five visits. They were my
Okay.
last one. Um, I went out there. They flew me out 3 days after they initially called me. They flew me out. Went on a visit out there. Everything was great out there. The conference is amazing. GCU, New Mexico State, things like that. So it's a great mid-major conference. Coaching staff is amazing. My coach also has 2 national championships as a JUCO head coach, though. So we share a winning experience. Everything just was perfect over there. And then after my visit, there was no looking back. And, I didn't think there was no other place besides Utah Valley that felt like home. And so
That's
I ended,
awesome.
yeah,
How are you liking that like West Coast lifestyle a little bit?
it was super, super different. It was a culture shock when I went out there, but I like it. I liked it more than I expected to like it. The vibes out there is cool. Very good scenery. Environment is cool. So it's just a good experience out there.
How'd the first bit of summer workouts go for you over there?
They were good. We were getting after it. Very competitive team. Came in with 5 other guys, transfers. So we were just getting after it all summer, playing a little bit, a lot of skill work,
Yeah.
getting the offense down and things like that. So it was a good summer.
Yeah, I think you got a lot of people out here now rooting for Utah Valley, gonna be watching those games. And I think everyone wants you to make sure you take out some revenge on New Mexico State when you play them.
For sure, for sure.
Well, Andre, really appreciate some time. Thanks so much for coming on. Best of luck out at Utah Valley. And I know, like I said, a lot of people are gonna be watching you.
All right, thank you so much.